Capricorn, 2025 was a hard year astrologically for us all, and 2026 brings in some new energies that can lighten the load. So in today's video, let's get into your Capricorn annual 2026 horoscope. Hello and welcome back to the channel, my Capricorns. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Isabel. I'm your spiritual rebel friend, and I teach you how to use astrology as a practical tool for life development and life fulfillment, as well as personal development. And in today's video, we're talking about Capricorn's 2026 horoscope, as we have some major astrological energies and players shifting in this year. So in today's video specifically, I'm going to cover the major theme and focus for Capricorns in 2026. What is the main player or energy of this year for you? The major astrological energies of 2026 for you, Capricorn, and my top tips and recommendations for you, Capricorn, in 2026 to align to these energies. So if you're looking for some practical tools, tips, and guidance, as well as a in-depth guide to what is coming your way this year, watch today's video. And of course, if you want to go deeper into what lies ahead for you specifically in 2026 as your entire birth chart is being affected, then I invite you to book a reading with the link in the description box down below, where in 30 minutes or 1 hour, we can go deep into your soul's unique energetic imprint and give you a guide to the year ahead so that you can achieve your goals with more ease and find your purpose. So learn more about readings down in the description box below. And with that all out of the way, let's get into your 2026 horoscope, starting off first with what are the major themes and focuses for you, Capricorn, in 2026. To understand where you're headed, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising, let's talk about where you've been. In 2025, Capricorn has experienced the biggest challenges, losses, and changes in their personal beliefs, ideologies, worldview, and travels. Maybe it feels like you've had a crisis about what is the meaning of life after all of this in the year of 2025. On the bright side, though, you have won the greatest prize of finding your people, place, heightened confidence in your day-to-day communication, and having a harmonious local community. The reason I bring up this past story is for two reasons. One, the amount that this resonates for you will help you understand how likely this horoscope will resonate for you, as this is all based off of my interpretation. Has this played out for you in the year of 2025? Do you feel like you've had to challenge your worldviews, question your life perspectives, change your personal beliefs, change your personal ideologies, or felt limited in your ability to travel? Have you developed your day-to-day local network, your day-to-day communication? Have you found your daily bubble, so to say? And secondarily, the second reason I bring this up is because this story isn't over yet, as I'm sure you saw over the screen as my little overlay says. This is partly still your theme in 2026. Why is that? Because this is based off of a transit called the lunar nodes. The lunar nodes, which are 2 points that are in direct opposition to each other, take 18 months to travel through these two signs. As of January of 2025, the north node was in Pisces and the south node was in Virgo. And they're still going to be here in these signs in 2026. So partly what has been the major theme for you and player in 2025 follows you in the first half of 2026 and puts a focus on you still cultivating your place in your local community. Over the past year, you've really questioned your personal beliefs, the beliefs you hold that shift and alter your perspective on yourself and your life. And you are still in the process of refining these beliefs as we enter 2026 for the first 6 months. You will likely have experiences that call you to question those personal beliefs, that give you time to question your ideologies, to put intention into your personal philosophies and worldviews. Maybe even still feeling a bit of a limitation in your ability to travel, or asking yourself, where do I really want to travel, so to say? Maybe it's more about the physical end for you. And this is all happening to help you refine and better develop and grow your relationship to your local community. Capricorn's Sun, Moon, and Risings have been on a 1-year journey, and for 6 months more on a journey of developing where they are meant to be in the world. This is about your daily bubble, your daily community, the people, the places that you go and interact with on a day-to-day basis, your local coffee shop, your local network, your local gym, your local bar. And if you're someone who doesn't really have this in the physical, this could also be about the digital. Many Capricorn sun, moon, and risings, especially those who are entrepreneurs, have been on a journey in 2025 to develop their digital presence. Maybe they've been learning how to post more on social media or trying to improve how much they're showing up on social medias like Instagram and TikTok, or even publishing blogs. And Capricorns are being called to share more in this localized way on a day-to-day basis. The North Node being in Pisces in the first 6 months of 2026 is wrapping up this story, and it hasn't been wrapped up yet in regards to where you share, how you share, and who you share with, so that you can truly share your most spiritual beliefs, your most spiritual perspectives, and bring more harmony and connection to the world. This is because this is Pisces energy. You're finding your harmony in your local bubbles, local communication, and local teachings, so to say. But this is just the first half of 2026. That is half of the main focus and theme for you Capricorns in 2026 is going to be all about your faraway travels versus your local environment, your big beliefs versus small conversations. This really has to do with your different mentalities you shift between and how that is reflected in your physical environment. You're being called to localize, so to say. But halfway through 2026, we're going to have an astrological shift. And that is that the North Node is going to enter Aquarius, leaving Pisces, and the South Node is going to leave Virgo and enter Leo. The North Node entering Aquarius, you're stepping into an 18-month journey to develop detachment, innovation, purpose, and vision in your finances, budget, spending, self-security, and self-worth. You're releasing the need to seek pleasure, fun, and attention in your intimate relationships and shared resources. Overall, redefining relationship expectations. And this starts in July of 2026. So while the first half of 2026 is all about you finding your place in the world and how you want to express yourself and what you want to express, and basically framing your life experience based off of how you spend it, both in conversation and where you spend it, the second half of 2026 really focuses a different dynamic for you, and you shift into your focus on your relationships and your relationship to self as that is reflected. The second half of 2026 calls you to find greater self-worth and own your value, and maybe even find better financial situation through developing your ability to be detached, innovative, and focus on your purpose. You're asked to expand your view of yourself and become more detached to elevate your self-worth. The second half of 2026, with the South Node also being in Leo, can really challenge any sort of negative behaviors that you've been harboring in your intimate relationships. When I say intimate relationships, this means any relationship where something is codependent. So this could be a financially dependent relationship with business, an authority figure, a parent, or maybe even just someone who you asked for a loan from. This could be a friend who you have some sort of dependent relationship with, whether that's you guys share financially, mentally, emotionally. This could be a intimate partner, romantic partner who you share with physically, mentally, emotionally, or even share space with. These are your dependent relationships. These are in focus in the second half of 2026, and you may be having some form of wake-up call to what no longer serves you in this area of life. If you want to get an idea of what themes are going to be coming up for you with this even more, go ask an Aquarius, because they have been through a similar transit in the past year of 2025. For you, Capricorn, sun, moon, and risings, you do crave fun, pleasure, and play in your intimate relationships, but you're going to be shifting in 2026 how you get this fulfilled so that you can come to a place of greater self-worth and greater fulfillment in your relationships. If you feel like there has been an imbalance in your intimate relationships, your shared relationships, this is getting challenged and changed in the year of 2026. So overall for you, Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, sun, moon, and rising, the major themes and focuses for you in 2026 is your self-worth, your relationships, and your place in the world. You're finding your place, you're finding your voice, you're finding your expression, you're finding what you want to say, how you want to say it, where you want to say it, who you want to say it to, and then you're focusing on who you want to be, your self-value, finding your purpose, and redefining your relationships based off of the valuable person you are. Capricorns, that is the main focus for you in 2026. There are going to be, though, 2 times of the year where this energy is most in focus, and that is our eclipse seasons. So do note that February/March is going to be our first eclipse season with an eclipse in Aquarius and Virgo, and our second eclipse season is going to be in August with an eclipse in Leo and Pisces. These can be the 2 times of year where the dial is sort of turned up on the intensity of this transformation you're going through in self-worth, relationships, and finding your place in the world. One thing I also want to note in regards to your major theme and focus, Capricorns, is that Jupiter is going to be in Leo and Pluto is going to be in Aquarius in this year. And this is where the lunar nodes are going to be. So I want you to keep in mind that while you are going to be releasing what no longer serves you in regards to your intimate relationships and your expectations in the relationships, you're also experiencing an expansion here. So keep in mind that throughout this year, you're likely going to experience a very big fulfillment in your intimate relationships, but it's going to require you to let go of the playing small behaviors that no longer serve you. And additionally, when it comes to your self-worth and what you feel you're financially worth, or what you're allowed to spend, or even just what your personal value is, you're going to be doing major transformations here and probably breaking generational wounds regarding financial beliefs and self-worth beliefs. Though this is the main focus for you, and that's the main thing I want you to keep in mind that is a focus for you in 2026, and at the end of the video, we'll talk about tips for aligning to this energy. Let's give you the whole guide to 2026. After all, this is your 2026 overview. So let's get into some of the major astrological transits that are happening in 2026 and how they will affect you, Capricorn. So first off, for the transits, Jupiter will be direct in Cancer March through June, which is your direct opposite sign and has strongly affected you since June of 2025. This is expanding your capacity for emotional nurturance and fulfillment in your relationships and partnerships. Any sort of one-on-one dynamic is highlighted here. You're developing your emotionally fulfilling connections in your life. You're growing your relationships and expanding your support system. Overall, too, you may be even just developing your expectations in relationships. So one major player, so to say, or theme for you with the transits in 2026 is that you can expect in the first few months of 2026, from March through June especially, to be wrapping up and experiencing some form of fulfillment in your relationships. Many Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Risings may be sealing the deal on a relationship by that time, or simply put, you may be coming to a place where you realize, I have developed my connections in my life, and I know which ones I feel most emotionally supported by, and I know how to communicate what I need emotionally in these relationships. Neptune and Saturn will both be in Aries throughout the year of 2026. In January/February, Neptune and Saturn will enter Aries and officially leave behind Piscean energy, which can be a great relief for you. June, July, Neptune and Saturn will turn retrograde in the sign of Aries. And December, Neptune and Saturn will station direct. So Neptune and Saturn really do move hand in hand together like a pair in their transits throughout 2026, even if they're slightly staggered. Overall, this is about you discovering and upholding your ideals for yourself in your home, family, and place of living. Discovering what you want to live by and uphold in your family life and your home life. Discipline meets your dreams in your private world to bring greater structure, authority, and leadership in how you build stability in your home life. It's a very interesting combination to have Neptune and Saturn hand in hand here, because it really is about making our dreams a reality, our ideals a reality, getting our vision into a clear structure. And so this all has to do for you, Capricorn Sun, Moon, and Rising, with bringing your dreams to reality and structuring your ideals in your home and family life. So if you're a Capricorn who has a family of their own, this is you upholding higher ideals of what family means. Maybe this is about your relationship to your relatives and your parents, and you're striving for the ideal here, the ideal relationship. Or maybe this is about your physical home and the town you live in, saying, I want to strive for the ideal here. A theme for you that is present with this energy in 2026 is you may be considering throughout the year, what is my ideals? What are my ideals in my home and family? And how can I uphold them? You are also becoming more of an authority overall in your home and family life. So for those who are parents, you may be feeling like you're stepping into a greater authority role here. If you have roommates, you may be taking on more of a role of authority. Or simply put, you may just be owning your power, so to say, more, feeling more strong and confident and feeling like you have the ability to create what you want in your home and family life in 2026 with Saturn and Neptune here. So if you have any dreams or ideals that you wish to create in your home, family, place you live, your home itself physically, 2026 is the year to pursue these things because you have the vision and also the ability to structure this. Uranus throughout the year of 2026 will go direct in Taurus and enter Gemini, leaving behind a 7-year story that we've had unfolding with Uranus and Taurus. So first off, Uranus direct in Taurus and leaving Taurus will wrap up a story for you around stability in romance and creativity. How have you found stability and self-worth through your creative acts? How have you found stability in dating? How have you found a sense of self-worth through creative expression and through romance? You're leaving this all behind and concluding this story feeling a sense of, I have gained a new up-leveled perspective in this regard. Additionally, with Uranus entering Gemini, you are having unexpected changes to your health, habits, and well-being that enable you to bring more curiosity and lightheartedness to this area of life starting in 2026. Now, this is a 7-year transit that is unfolding, Uranus that is, in Gemini. And even as Uranus goes retrograde, it stays in Gemini. This is a 7-year story. So it is part of your 2026 theme that I want you to keep in mind, but take it with a grain of salt that throughout this year, you may experience subtle or major, depending on who you are and how you are aligned to your purpose in your health, your habits, and your well-being to find more fulfillment here. And this may be heavy at times, but this is all happening for your well-being to bring you more lightheartedness to your daily life. And finally, Mercury will go retrograde per usual 3 times this year. This year, it'll all be in water signs, which is asking you for reflection and a reassessment of your emotional needs, as well as how you express your feelings in any form of social connection. So your social spheres, words, connections, and networks. You're revisiting old connections and groups and developing your ability to connect emotionally in all social environments. So there is a theme for you in 2026 Capricorns where you may feel like throughout this year with Pisces season in February, March, Cancer season in June, July, and Scorpio season in September, October, of questioning how you express yourself emotionally. Naturally, Capricorns get the stereotype that they're very unemotional people, but everyone has a need to express themselves emotionally at some point, in some form, in some fashion, in some area of life. And so for you Capricorns, this year really does highlight at 3 times a year how you connect with others emotionally, and you may feel like you want to focus on how you express yourself emotionally and vulnerably in your more social settings, whether that's your daily network, whether that's through more lighthearted interactions, whether that's with your community and friend groups, or whether that's with a romantic or one-on-one friendship, a one-on-one partner of some kind. So with that all in mind, what are my top tips and recommendations for you Capricorn in 2026? I know this can be a lot of information, and my goal is to give you all your information as a guide for 2026 so that you can review and reassess this video throughout the year and ask yourself, how is this energy showing up for me? Is it showing up for me? But let's talk about the tips of the constructive way you can kind of apply all this information. Words are really hard today, guys. Doing my best here. So first off, in the end, I want you to remember that regardless of all the astrological transits happening in 2026, these all serve the North and South Node transits. The North and South Nodes transits are the major characters and players for you. So imagine your life as a book series, and though the whole book series has a plot line, main character, each book has its own subplot. And those subplots are wherever the North and South Node are transiting. So for you in 2026 Capricorns, first off, the North Node is in Pisces and the South Node's in Virgo. So the key thing I would ask yourself is, what do I need to still release in regards to my personal beliefs and ideologies that is overly critical, overly materialistic, and disregards the spiritual world? What is overly materialistic in my mindset, basically, and how does that frame my worldview? Or even better said, what worldviews are keeping me looking at reality in a very judgmental, critical, materialistic way that I need to release? And then secondarily, how can I bring more empathy, compassion, and show my spiritual side in local networks? Maybe this is more digital for you. Maybe this is social media. Maybe this is writing or content creation. Maybe for you, it's physical. And what would be the ultimate win with your local network? What kind of role do you want to play here? Simply put, in a more practical action step, getting involved in a local community is very recommended for my Capricorn sun, moon, and risings in the first half of 2026. Get out into your community. Do something with your network. Do more networking. Go to your local coffee shops, whatever local means to you. And if you're more digital, post on social media, share your story. This is about you owning your authentic expression. So how can you be more immersed in your local community in the most authentic, spiritual, potentially way possible? And then next segment for you, next tip is with the North Node shifting into Aquarius and the South Node entering Leo, you are being called in the second half of 2026 to focus on up-leveling your self-worth through developing detachment and purpose. So ask yourself, Capricorns, if I looked at myself with more objectivity, how would I place my value? And how can I place more value on myself? By seeing my purpose. Developing your purpose overall and seeing the impact you make on this world through just existing, Capricorns, is going to help you up-level your purpose in your self-worth in 2026, and is what you're being invited to do. So look for the ways that you make impact. Look for the purpose that you have in this world, even in the smallest ways. And additionally, ask yourself in the second half of 2026, what do I need to let go of, expectations or physical reality wise, in my intimate relationships that's bogging me down and not living up to my self-worth? What expectations do I have on others that come from a place of feeling like I cannot fulfill myself? And how could I bring more detachment to my life to enjoy my relationships more? You're really being called in 2026 to take relationships more with a grain of salt by cultivating more independence in many ways. And so you may realize that the best way to enjoy people is by expecting less of them. So what would it take for you to sort of say reduce your expectations and as a result, experience more depth and connection with them? And also what people, simply put, make you feel lighthearted. This second half of 2026 is a really deep story here with the South Node in your 8th house. And it's one I recommend a reading for because there's so much to cover. This could be an hour video in and of itself. Talk to an Aquarius as well because they've been through similar transit recently, though they are going to be in quite the heavy load in 2026. And finally, last few things I would touch on with the other transits in mind. Focus on nurturing your connections in March through June with the with Jupiter in Cancer in 2026. Nurture and develop your one-on-one connections and your ability to emotionally express. Ask yourself how you want to express yourself to others and reflect on your ability to emotionally communicate yourself throughout the year. And strive for the ideal win in your home and family. Develop the home life that you want to live in. Uphold your ideals, hold your integrity, and strive for the win because you have the power to create your dreams and make them a reality in your home life, the place you live, the people you live with, the home itself that you live in, and your family in 2026. And that is all I have for you on your 2026 horoscope, Capricorns. I know that was a lot, and I would love to create a sub video for you specifically, since I know Capricorns want a lot of practical guidance on your key takeaways. So let me know down in the comments below if this was a lot for you. Do you want a shorter video breaking this down into a simpler format? Did this video help you understand what's coming your way in 2026? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And if you want to go deeper into what 2026 holds for you based off of your unique birth chart, as your entire birth chart plays such a big role, then I invite you to book a reading with the link in the description box down below. Readings are also a great way to get more practical guidance steps broken down into time frames, because then we can focus on what you're specifically striving for and what your timeline is for this, because this is your overall overview. I can't give you the specifics on that. So book a reading down below if you want more practical guidance to the stars and more practical guidance to your life so that you can live the life that you love. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and stay tuned for more videos breaking down the stars and more. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sincerely hope you enjoyed. Once again, my name's Isabel. From my heart to yours, namaste.